Right. Continuing my rants.
Oh, okay, yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah, go.
I need to do it.
So, we're just going to get stuff off our chest now.
We've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
We have.
And
we're not even done yet.
We're just over halfway of the season, I think.
Uh-huh.
I don't like it. And it's not that it's like I don't like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, because I made it through 5 seasons, and I didn't make it through. Like, I enjoyed 5 seasons of that show. It is funny, it's well written, the characters develop well. And season 6 is like a burning dumpster truck of words I'm not allowed to say, because it means I've got to find it and beep it out later. It's awful, and I'm going to tell you why.
I haven't been this forceful about it yet, but sure.
No, this has been stewing in my head.
Yeah.
Worst offense, and first and foremost, I couldn't decide between anything worst and first, so I kind of went worst.
Worst?
Like worst.
Like the sausage, the worst?
Bratwurst.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah, it's struggling for sure.
It's struggling, sure. Even you're not laughing a lot. And if you're not laughing, I'm definitely not laughing. So I'm much harder to crack.
Yeah.
But like, it's just, I feel like it's so forced now.
I think that there are just a lot of things that end up leading to that. So like the characters are not the same anymore. Like they're all just dumb versions of themselves or different versions. Like the detectives aren't smart anymore.
So yeah, there was even the point where so Jake, the main character, was in a room with a lady with a bomb, and another detective Terry came in, and he was like, no, I need you to go lock down, stop all signals, get bomb squad here, blah, 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 blah. Like a good technical runoff. And you even commented, you were like, oh, wow, that's actually really smart.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case usually. It was just, he was always smart. The fact that it's surprising to see him be a smart character just shows that he is now a dumb idiot that's just kind of bouncing.
Always goofy, for sure, but not dumb.
Yeah, he had a sense of humour.
Yeah.
Not an idiot, though.
Yeah.
Whereas now he is just kind of bouncing from one situation to the next. And
Captain Holt is completely out of the character that we've known him for the past 5 seasons.
So yeah, he's doing fancy handshakes.
Yeah.
And then 20 minutes later, he's like, oh, you don't want to choose a specific seat? How ridiculous in the shows. And it's like, you can't have a control freak and this cool laid-back dude with custom handshakes with everyone in the station. You can't have both.
Yeah. It's a bit out of place.
Like, a lot of the cold opens aren't funny as well, which I think is really a shame, because they're some of the show's best stuff early on.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of, like, a lot of them are kind of throwaway, like where they did alliteration and then...
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I'm like, well, this is obviously written way ahead of time. You've just picked a couple words that have B in them. They've got no relevance to anything.
Yeah.
And it's like bowling, barrels, boil.
Bottles, boil.
Yeah, but I'm like, where did the bottles come from?
And babushka.
Like, that was
random.
And you're like, these are just words. You've literally typed in, or not even typed in, you just opened a dictionary and gone, I can make this work. So there's no skill there. It's not going to make me laugh, it's just...
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Takes a lot to make you laugh, I guess. Very much skill.
Very much skill.
Very much. No, but I think
it's very dumb now.
Yeah.
And
I think one of the big offenses that you will probably want to address is just that they address a lot of issues, but I don't think it's the format to do that. Like, they are 20-minute episodes, so if they bring up, I don't know, poverty or whatever, you don't have a lot of time to work it through if you want to work through that within one episode, which they do.
That's the thing. So I think the issues they've got... So this, because you did say, while we were watching, you're like, well, they've only got 20 minutes. I'm like, but they don't. They have, 23 episodes a season?
Yeah, it's 7.5 hours.
Time. That's far more than any movie, right? So if they really wanted to take an issue and deal with it, they could. And I think shows like this do it all really well. And to the point where they're all identical. So the 20-minute format shows, the characters, they meet... They slowly fall for each other and they get married.
An example for that is Rosa being bi.
100%.
That, progresses over several...
I think it was really
episodes.
Well. Yeah. And not even just several episodes, like that seasons now of character development. And that's done really well.
Yeah.
And that is a thing, and you can go into stuff that is dealt with through that. But now, every single episode has some kind of ham-fisted message that they go, this is a thing that people have a problem with, and of course the episode ends. So you either resolve it in a super cliche way, which is what they usually do, or they just don't, and they just kind of go, this is a thing. So the cliche one is the problem for me, because it's happened. It was like, we watched, 4 or 5 episodes yesterday, and every single one of them, within the first 3 minutes, you can guess exactly how it's going to end. And that's problematic when you're dealing with complicated issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if the way you decide... So the example I'm going to use is the one that pissed me off the most.
Yeah.
Right? So Jake has some family issues.
Yeah,
which meant
parents are split up.
His parents split up. His dad cheated.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a good relationship with either of his parents, really.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want kids because of that, because he doesn't feel comfortable...
Well, he's
in that situation.
Yeah, he's mostly worried that...
He doesn't make a good father.
Yeah, because his father was not good.
Yeah, no.
Understand.
Makes sense. Totally makes sense. And something that probably a lot of viewers will empathize with to some degree. Especially the age range that Brooklyn Nine-Nine goes for.
Yeah.
It's probably that 29s to 18-year-old crowd. You know, so I think that is... People are thinking about having kids, and people are thinking maybe they don't want kids. And Amy, who they have had a great relationship up until this point, you know, they always get on, they're perfect, kind of goofy and controlled, but they, you know, they bring out the best in each other.
Yeah.
And they do the cardinal sin of 50 Shades. If you're making the same mistakes that 50 Shades does, something has gone very wrong, right? And Amy's like, I thought you wanted kids. And he's like, no, I don't want kids. We talked about this. And then he flashed back to this stupid conversation, which, while you could argue is clarification for Amy, just isn't. You know, this is something that you sit down and go, you want kids. You know, and if you're actually considering spending your life with someone, that's something that you should clarify. If it's a hard line for you, for sure.
Which is for her.
Which is for her.
Yeah.
To the point where she says, she's like, oh, it's, you know, I'm already like, 29, 28? You know, I've only got a couple years. And if you decide, because he says, I don't know yet if I want kids.
Yeah.
Can you give me a couple of years to kind of, like, I need to work on stuff? And it was just the episode before that was the first time he ever went to a therapist.
Yeah.
To really work on his issues. So she knows that he's working on these issues. And has these issues. Like, the show works on them a lot and has worked in the past with them well and acknowledges issues. So, groundwork set. She's like, I can't wait a couple of years for you to make your mind up, because if you don't want kids, it'll be too late for me to start again. To start a new relationship, to build that up with someone and then have kids, because obviously women can't have kids forever.
Yeah.
But that is crushing. You know, if someone said to you, like, I only want to be with you because you're kids, you know, it's not you want to spend your life with that person, you want to spend your life with
someone who will have
with
kids
someone
with
that's okay, you know, which I like. If someone said that to me, that would severely weaken.
Oh, I think that should have weakened. Well, especially the way it turned out.
So this is the thing: the way that should have ended.
Yeah.
And I knew immediately it wasn't going to, but I think the most mature and actually like groundbreaking thing for that to do would have been, because they have this whole like debate thing and then like a heart to heart, whatever. But it would have been for Amy to turn around and say, look, you've just started going to therapy. I understand you're having these issues. I don't care if you want kids or not. I want to spend my life with you. And if we have kids one day, brilliant. If not, at least I'll be with the person that I love. Brilliant. Perfect writing. It would break so many barriers and people would start to understand mental health issues in that regard. Great. Instead, they do the stupid cliche thing where she's like, I won't be with you if you won't have kids with me. And lo and behold, the end of the episode, they're picking baby names because Jake's changed his mind, now he wants kids. That's insane. It wouldn't happen in real life. It's out of place for the show. And then you'd always like, Jake's probably living with that thing of like, she's only with me because I'm having kids with her, which is a horrible manipulative place to have a relationship in.
Probably not, because now he's done.
Well, yeah, he's done. He definitely doesn't think about that anymore.
Yeah.
But like watching it, I was like annoyed because that show has pushed so many boundaries with like having Rosa, who's like the hardcore woman badass, and she's like, no, I'm bi, and that's natural for her character. That makes sense for her character. It wasn't like a Dumbledore being gay thing where you're like, great, that actually adds something to her character, and she has fights with her parents with it, and that's something they worked through really well.
Yeah.
Whereas to introduce these issues and get rid of them in 10 minutes time, in a stupid, predictable movie trope way, I was not happy.
No.
At all, and you can tell that.
Yes.
It's just shit, because you watch it and you're like, this is crap TV. Like, this is what, 13-year-old girls are watching, going, this is the perfect life for me. And people will watch that and see, if I'm horrible, like, horrible. I could never say to someone, well, if you don't want to have kids, then I'm not going to be with you. Because I wouldn't choose a person to have their kids. I'd choose a person to be with a person. And that's how marriage should be. If you disagree, you can go in the comments. And then...
Yeah.
Like...
No, for sure. I totally agree with that, though.
Yeah, and also, like, if you want kids with someone and that's a hard line for your marriage, brilliant. You know what I mean? I have no problem with that at all.
That's the
obviously,
point, like, discuss it before.
Talk about it before. They've been married a year. They're celebrating their year anniversary, and to not have that conversation is mad.
Yeah.
All the problems, in fact, taking a bad film franchise, right? The entire third film, 50 Shades Freed. Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them, but Josh is a...
I'm an avid fan.
Obviously.
No, yes. I watched the first two of my season. There was nothing else to watch. We had no Wi-Fi, and I had to finish it just to say I've done it.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
But that entire film is about their, like, kid struggle,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's a 2 hour... it might even be 2.5 hours. Ugh. Waste of my life. But... that entire film deals with that issue.
Yeah, because they haven't talked about it.
Do they want kids? Do they not? And that fight and that stuff. That's over 10 times as long as Brooklyn Nine-Nine does. And actually, the worst offense is, it actually deals with the trauma better. It's actually really similar now I think about it. In terms of, like, Christian Grey has the same family issues and stuff.
Maybe Brooklyn Nine-Nine stole it.
But, like, they actually deal with it more. They have him go and deal with his trauma, and she meets them somewhere in the middle, and they fight over it, and she gets pregnant. It's like, am I ready for this? Blah, 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 blah. And they come to a happy conclusion.
It's definitely more back and forth and compromise.
100%. Rather than this, like, hard line, I will not be with you if you don't want kids. Oh, okay, cool. What should we call our children? That's insane.
Yeah.
And the fact that 50 Shades is doing something better than Brooklyn Nine-Nine that isn't sex, something's gone wrong. Like,
I think bottom line, it boils down to better communication.
Yeah.
Because I think like they should have talked about it beforehand. The whole debating, you're wrong and I'm right kind of mentality sucks.
Mad.
And then not to be like, okay, obviously we do need time to discuss this. Because she gives him what I need to know right now. Well, maybe a day, weeks, or a month tops.
But the way she says month is like hardline a month.
I'm like, that's also
if you could walk
too
away
big
so
an
quick.
issue in a way.
Like, you could just go like, okay, fine, you don't want kids, bye.
Yeah.
That oof. Yeah, and that's just one episode that we've kind of picked apart.
Yeah.
You could easily do that with at least every episode we watched yesterday.
But they weren't as bad. I think that was definitely
the worst.
Yeah.
But there was still ones, like, even to a lesser extent, there was the
and those
both
moments, so the one with the bomb where he's really smart, and that is the same episode. So, like, you know they can do it, but whatever.
They just don't have... And then there's the one with, like, the bomb thing. Was no, the hacker.
Yeah, the hacker.
In the station. Meanwhile, Rose is going for a whole thing with her girlfriend that is definitely a whole episode on its own.
Yeah.
And they could easily flesh
like
that out.
Because, like, the work-life balance, the whole...
Yeah, and meanwhile they're in this huge work thing, but they have Sean Astin, who is Sam
from The Lord of the Rings.
Great. But literally you see him and you go, he's the hacker. You know?
Yeah, also because he's a huge cameo.
But then don't cast him. You could have anyone. You know, that's just silly. And they even, like, they say, like, oh, he looks really familiar. And I was wondering, I was like, is that just a play on him being Sam? Like, that's really cool. And it's like, oh no, he's the perp in this case. Yeah. And I'm like, that's just... great that you got Sean Astin, but I feel like you wasted your money there because it makes it so predictable and the show's just getting lazy.
That's a bit of a shame.
It is a shame. But I do think, like, you think about most shows, so, like, of that format, 20 minutes, you know, you've got Parks and Recreation, which is fine, definitely drops in the last season or half season, whatever.
The Office,
which... You've not actually finished it.
No,
spoilers.
I haven't seen much.
Michael leaves. That's not a huge thing, but when he leaves the show, it goes downhill like a truck. You know, it shows you how much they carried that. Big Bang Theory crashed and burned after season 5. What other ones are? 2.5 Men. As soon as Charlie Sheen left, it went. Friends. I haven't actually watched Friends. I missed that kind of bandwagon.
It's fine.
Yeah, but like. So I think 2.5 Men is probably my favourite of that format, but Charlie Sheen carries it. It's just because I find him funny. But none of them tend to last more than that kind of 5 seasons. And I do wonder, because of course Brooklyn Nine-Nine got cancelled. And I wonder if that was more because they had writer block. You know, they're like, we developed these characters to the point where they are now married. You know, what more is there to do? You know, and you've got the whole kids thing. You know, they're definitely getting to that. But, like, they spent 2 episodes writing, or 3 episodes, actually, writing out a character just for the sake of writing them out.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it was the most annoying character, so brilliant. But that's still...
They did that in the season before as well. Like, she was out of the show and came back, and I was...
out again.
Out of the show for 4 or 3 episodes. I don't know, it's just a bit much.
Yeah, and it's just, I find it really tiring.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and it's lazy, and I do wonder, maybe the show should have actually been cancelled. Because I'm not laughing that much.
It's so bad because, like, yeah, you do want to end on a high note, obviously. Yeah. Because if what people remember is, it ended poorly, then that's going to be
Game
stuck.
of Thrones. No one talks about it anymore. No one cares.
Yeah, because
it's dead.
Yeah, it's a real shame. So maybe a smarter decision.
Yeah, whereas thinking the shows I compare that to, like, say, Fawlty Towers, right? 2 seasons, like 8 episodes, right? All of them are hilarious. I would happily watch any of them today. But they stop. None of the characters develop. That's kind of part of the show. But they make that work, and they're just like, these are the stories we want to tell. We've done it. No more. I
mean, same with Black Sails. To know that it's exactly this number of
4
seasons, and that's it, then you can actually map everything out.
Yeah. It's way smarter. You know, you just stop on a high. In-Betweeners, which is like classic British comedy show, there's 3 seasons. Maybe 2, actually. 2 or 3. And the movies are trash, and that was definitely just money grabs. But in terms of the seasons, they did it. They stopped it. They are all funny. You know, they didn't drag it on. You know, the characters get tiring after time, and yeah. So definitely, like, know when to quit. You know, quit while you're ahead.
For sure.
Which is it's just a shame.
Yeah. Wasn't also. Do you know the video of Jerry Seinfeld and I don't know who the talk show host is?
Oh, he's like, yeah, you got cancelled.
You didn't get cancelled, and he's like, no, we were the #1 show. It's like that's a smart move because then everyone will remember you as the #1 show.
Yeah, and saying that Jerry Seinfeld seems a bit of a dick.
Yeah, absolutely, but
not a nice person.
Smart.
Yeah, smart guy. But no, yeah, it's a shame. Because I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and like we actually watched, revealing what kind of YouTube we watch, a 2-hour Linus Tech Tips PC build thing
over lunch,
right before Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Lunch.
It was funnier. One man building a computer alone was funnier than the equivalent time we spent watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Also, funnily enough, he was building a divorced parents' computer, so
with a handle, so you could take it to the other home.
So it's easily portable from one house to the other. But I think that addressed the problem better.
Yeah, genuinely,
because that is the status quo, I guess, is that a lot of
and he's like, honestly, like, I'm not complaining. Get to Christmases, to birthdays, you know, a bit of a shitty situation, but this is how you make the most of it.
Yeah,
and like it was just funny. It's like stuff happens live that isn't trying to make you laugh because, of course, it's not scripted. So it's just funnier. So, like, I mean, his daughter came in and found out they had a dead squirrel in their crawl space in their walls, and he had to explain to a kid.
Why is there a dead squirrel? It's like, why is it dead? And he's like,
Maybe it lost a fight with a porcupine. Oh, where's the porcupine? Oh no.
I'm just speculating at this point, so.
But it was brilliant. It was hilarious and
funny.
Also educational.
Yeah.
Which I think is just, it shows, and I definitely think that transfers to movies in when you've got a serious movie with funny characters in it, which is what Brooklyn Nine-Nine used to be. They used to be very competent police officers that had a sense of humor. You know, or some of them, not all of them. Whereas now it's goofballs, all of them are idiots.
Yeah.
Doing idiot things, you know. Which is a shame. So I'd much rather watch Tarantino and have a funny character in it than whatever comedies are these days. It's a shame. Or Shaun of the Dead. We actually spoke about this in the zombie thing. So it's that it's a
scary film.
If you take Nick Frost and Simon Pegg out of that film, it is a horror film. There's nothing about that situation that's funny. The zombies aren't goofy zombies.
Yeah.
Anything like that. They are zombies. They are out to kill you, and there's hundreds of horror films with that setting.
Yeah.
The difference is it's Simon Pegg and Nick Frost surviving the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
They are funny. You know, you've got Hot Fuzz. It is a cult that's taken over a town and murdering people to keep it as the best town in Britain. You know,
that's nothing funny about that.
That's the same as the
people
Wicker
get
Man.
Decapitated and
the throats done and their heads crushed. Like, that's a horrible movie, you know, and it's the same as Wicker Man. That's where it gets inspiration, right? And the thing that makes that funny is, again, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg just doing what they do best. And that's, for me anyway, the kind of comedy I much prefer. Whereas seeing, like, Pitch Perfect or Bridesmaids, where, like, she's crapping herself in the middle of the street, or there's that weird bit in Pitch Perfect where they all start throwing up and rolling around in it. Disgusting. It doesn't happen in real life. It's a horrible situation, and whoever finds that funny, I just don't share your sentiment. I'm sorry. If you find that hilarious, tell us why. It doesn't do it for me. Because I'm just like, that's disgusting, and why is this happening? And it wouldn't happen in real life. Like, someone actually said to me when I was having this rant with someone else, and they were like,
"Oh, you have had it about Pitch Perfect."
But Bridesmaids.
Okay, yeah.
Because that is like a funny film.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh no, that actually happened to me when I was trying on wedding dresses, and I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, no, I had food poisoning, and I was like, so you ran out and crapped in the middle of the street? She's like, no, I just went to the bathroom in the bridesmaids thing in my own clothes because I managed to get the dress off, and I was like. So it's not funny. That's not a funny story. The only reason that your story is funny is because it's like something that happened in a film.
Yeah.
The situation itself, you wouldn't tell that story to anyone.
Yeah.
Hence. Yeah. Right.
Rant over.
Rant over. It's done.
It's done. It's over.
If you got any good comedies to suggest, let us know.
Please.
The other one that we watched, we did suggest it in our moves to watch in quarantine. What was that called? Far Reach?
What?
Far Reach? Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Charlize Theron.
Long Shot. Oh, it's not a show. It's a film.
That's what I said.
Okay,
Yeah, good film.
Yeah.
But it's just a funny character in a good situation. If you haven't watched that yet, check it out. It's on The Flicks.
The Flicks.
Yeah. Of net.
No, but leave your suggestions in the comments below.
Yeah. I think in terms of future stuff, we should watch Terminator.
We should.
That's probably going to be our next retrospective. We might only watch the first
Evil.
two.
We can watch the first two of Terminator and of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
But that's what's coming
Honestly, I'd rather watch Resident Evil 3 than Terminator 3.
Fair enough.
That's how... Like, Terminator 3 is a parody, and then the rest of them are... Terminator 4 is okay.
Okay.
We'll see
how far we get.
And Monday...
Yeah.
Exciting. I do want to talk about this, because it is great.
Josh wants me to get on this game that is amazing, and it does look amazing, and it seems to be amazing.
You've watched me play it a good amount of times, to the point where I am terrified. Well, is it only twice?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, but there's times where I like turn around and you're just there, and I'm like, oh hi.
That happens.
And then I'm like, how long have you been there? Like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh okay.
It's not creepy, okay?
I don't know. But it's called Hell Let Loose. It's like a super realistic World War II shooter. It's basically, if you watch Band of Brothers, which is incredible, one of the best TV shows ever made. It is Band of Brothers, the game. So you run around French fields, Americans, killing Nazis.
You have to push forward to gain the territory.
The maps are all brilliantly laid out. It's 50v50 online. One hit, one kill. Super immersive. It's brilliant. I love it. And I don't play that much because it's so stressful. It's like an hour and a half matches each, and like very intense for the entire time.
It's so long.
But we've got a squad together on Monday. We'll get the game. It's only £12, I think. So do check it out if you're a gamer person on the computer.
My computer can like barely run it.
Just about.
But should be able to run it.
Mine'll try, I suppose. But yeah, no, definitely. So that'll be good fun. So we'll be streaming that on Monday. That's the plan. So you can enjoy watching me hide behind walls and scream for medic.
Yeah,
that's about right.
Sounds fun.
It's great. Oh, it's honestly so much fun. So I hope you enjoy that. It's a little bit different from our usual payday stuff. And of course, every Friday night we have our game night.
Fun game night.
Yeah, so we had Cards Against Humanity, which was good fun. So you can check that out. That was yesterday's video.
No.
Cool.
Well, that's what's coming up.
So
see you guys around.
Yes, we'll have tomorrow a song.
Yeah.
What day is it today? Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
So we got tomorrow a song, and then Hell Let Loose, and then we'll do Terminator. We'll do Terminator retrospective, and then something else will happen in the world for us to talk about. Easy.
Something always comes up.
Hope you're looking forward to it. I hope you enjoyed this extra long episode.
Extra long.
Sorry about that. I just realised that I want to talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine and the show, and I couldn't be bothered waiting to talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I'm not sure I really want to watch it for a couple days at least. And also, hopefully next time we speak to you in this format, you'll have some more updates on Red Dead and what you think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because we're getting to the good stuff.
We are getting into the good stuff.
You know, I know, you know what's coming.
Okay. Yes, because now I am in chapter 4.
Yeah, right in Saint Denis. But no spoil. Actually, you can spoiler comment because I'm the only one that reads them.
That's not true.
That's not true. Jerry does it too.
Wow. Fine.
Wow.
I always read them like after the fact. So like when...
Yeah, I read them out to you.
No, I do. I read them through the emails, which you don't read at all.
I do read No, they go into our social folder.
Exactly, so...
Okay.
Potato.
Potato.
Anyways.
Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, hope you've had as much fun as we've had.
Exactly.
Enjoyed a bit of my ranting.
See you later.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to say?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Bye!